Morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, wherever you are. And good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to today's show, Face the Nation GA, Trending Issues and Rebuilding Ghana. We are, once more, me welcome community. Now, I avoided the trending issues today. I caught the news for the day, which is the court verdict. Ghana Supreme Court rendered verdict today in regards to the 2020 election petition. I mean, ADBS started definitely it will end. It comes to an end. And that's what we've seen today. So mostly it's a rulings at Basaya. The first question I Busana said, was it fair? And the moment you begin to ask such questions, was it fair? Did the court err in their ruling? Therefore, you are seeking for what you call justice. Was actual justice delivered? Simple as that. So right now, it's not time for argument anymore. We saw what happened for the past 2 months. Petitioners need to case a court. No, be as a court or secure release. Release near a normal person court a year at the manner. Okay. So once we commended the petitioner and the respondents. Case I mean, looking at the political tension at that time, we all trust in the ability due to political crisis. But once more, Ghana crosses that bridge, irrespective of what happened. Once our court in every, they just have 30 days. So I'm going to appeal the decision now. But prior to that, coming week, the post-analysis of the 2020 general elections in Ghana. You're talking about some events that take place before the elections, during the elections, and after the elections. Excluding the court proceedings, because a couple of weeks or months, and then you go through, and then finally, court, decision about. Then getting into what the petitioners were actually seeking. Finally, they didn't go to court say you nullify that the court should nullify the outcome of the results and make His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former president, become the next president under the Republic. That wasn't their main relief. Their main relief was said the person, which is Excellency Nana Dankwa, is declared as a winner, will meet the constitutional requirement or the standard, which is the 50+1. Therefore, court and MMO rerun. That was the main thing to court, and that was the purpose of NDC being in court. So that was the thing I almost seeking from the court, So let's see how that also plays out. Look, the whole issue about litigation, it comes to strategy. I know a lot of people have sensed disappointment, but you see, a lot of people have also expressed their take about how our court movie proceedings. Look, a lot of people also predetermine the outcome of this court proceedings. It may be right on their part. Some people may say, oh, they just did projections. Some people also did a guesswork. Some also say it was from precedents. So now let's see what happened. The basis or the grounds are court and they dismiss it here. We saw the case laws are almost cited here, instances are almost cited here. But you see, the ultimate or the basis part, the court is trying to say they dismiss the case without merit, meaning petitioners and to me how more cost beer for them to give them the opportunity to seek rerun or to instruct the electoral commissioner to rerun the elections for them, which is the 2020 general elections. Now, let's look at this from this perspective. Look, in as much as a plaintiff, a good case or a cause or a claim you still have the burden to prove, to convince the court. The mere fact you believe or you know with all odds, my case is so convincing, genuine, arguments are strong, I have good legal team. That burden is still on you. And that is what the court is telling us today. The NDC for to me merit. If you consider what actually happened during the trial, especially motions being filed, motions being denied, reviews being filed, reviews being denied, one will also have a problem with the posture of the court. But you see, sometimes the intent we show a court, You even give them, not necessarily that, you even give them the way to, I mean, you even set the direction for the court. And I believe that's what happened. Because look, the judges themselves or the justices themselves, their purpose there is to administer justice. Okay. Considering all factors, their goal there, so for justice, definitely it must come to an end. And how does it come to an end? Omo consider nyoma bebre. Adeba ko omo consider in. So why kasa the idea but not want to me and very conventional. Then why kasa will show pattern to them. Look, you see, let's be very frank here and very practical here, irrespective of how I cut you one's truth. Look, there's that uncertainty surrounding trial or litigation. But idea and a court pointed out, it's so clear. It seems the NDC legal team and the research team strategize. They will rather go with the contradictions of the chairperson, which is Jane Adukwe Mensah. So at that moment now, I'm shooting that strategy. No, I want to me subpoena. I want to me put it into the witness box interrogator. No, that's it. They were struggling in court. That's why you saw applications upon applications, review upon review, and no, and a kofasadi way. A buyer. Look, I think the ruling of the court today, from my observation, my perspective, forget about what happened. So at that point, court to me grant you for them to conclude, to subpoena or to put the EC boss into the witness box. NDC begin to struggle to prove its case. That is the issue right now. Because to me meet the burden of proof, either preponderance of evidence or clear and convincing, as the court was saying. Secondly, the court, you see, looking at how the court even was in their ruling, so all observing and also understanding what they were trying to say. Second, nothing would have compelled them to instruct the EC to call for a rerun of the election. But here's the case: you didn't. And to me, it's very clear, because we knew. Almost strategy say my minimum figures no would be used against in a box, okay? Now you saw that desperation. I saw more file application. Interrogators in dinner, I saw review or no subpoena near dinner, no master review. At that point, the indications were so clear. That's why a lot of people, I guess, getting it right. A lot of people projected clear, because one court says one, they just want to do the right thing. But so what show are my indications said this is the party and court there? It's more or less like they came to court unprepared. Because you really want to make sure say I'm closing all holes around me. But so projected or another will strategizing based on witness statement in it. Our man is what happened. Look, I think for nothing, there's a NDC legal team, any party, to me a court with an independent audit of the 2020 general elections from the 16 regions, and that is what they failed to show up. Because there was nothing there for you to contradict the figures are laid in Edeba. You are only basing your argument and your strategy on the person's inconsistency in the declaration of the number. We know that assumption or that presumption has already been established. We all know. But we can't go solely to that. You still have to prove it. Tell the court. This is what we also did, independent verification of the 2020 results. My figures is therefore what contradicted. At that point, the court will become very limited. And they themselves, for clarity, will be compelled to put the EC person in the witness box. So I think, looking at this from this, I think the court did the right thing. The 7 justices are in a case in this. they did the right thing. Once more, you can the MPP presidential candidate, who's now the commander-in-chief. It affirms the legitimacy of Nana Addo. Now let's look into the political aspect of it. Right away, we saw His Excellency John Dramani Mahama out by a press conference, okay? But I saw he is in a big denial of what has happened. One, he availed himself to appear before the judiciary, in as much as almost strategists in our court couldn't hear them on, to give them that privilege to subpoena or to put the EC person into the box through cross-examination or denying their tools of discovery, interrogatories, and requests for document. No. Okay, it's like he's still repeating and still playing politics about how the trial itself went, meaning there was a hole they failed to seal. That hole was they failed to do independent auditing of the 2020 general election. Which you say, clearly, no muhiat at the court, and that one element, I will term it as a litmus test. So I didn't know when to me have and then no more downfall. Look, game one play now. The whole issue about litigation, a game. It's game in the sense that at the end of the day, you bet to me how smart the adversary or the opponent on the prevailing. So I strongly believe it's about time I want my realization and setting in. They should understand, no more accepting the reality. Saying it here, this is what has happened. Let's get back to the drawing board and re-strategize again. Politically, they failed to, I think politically, NDC failed to strategize very well and legally. And are resulting in say. It's a lesson, not only for NDC, but for anybody will future intend to litigate election petition. Now, some of the questions that people say, can they file an appeal? Yes, they have that right to file an appeal. But how successful is the appeal going to be? In most cases, people appeal court's decision on these grounds. One, when there's miscarriage of justice, meaning either say the law was not properly interpreted, like they didn't do proper interpretation of the law, or certain clauses or statutes will see and give it clear meaning. Two, court in abuse in the judiciary and the discretionary powers, or the exclusive judiciary discretionary powers, court in abuse and so on. You can also appeal the court's decision. You are setting it aside. Three, the most important thing, it could be something we hear evidence be, or new evidence be about if you had gotten that evidence during the trial before the verdict, and can be changing the outcome of the ruling. That is the issue right now. So the question is, a lot of people were discussing this before CDO, were asking me, so assuming say the NDC want to go for review now since you show auditing firm audit the 16 regions in about 15 million people that voted, that's almost the bar. Can they use that? Options were very limited. Because look, a serious audit firm should be able to audit 15 million pink sheets within a week. You can check. They can expedite it. Because you see, I don't the data here. So almost court on a new pink sheet, audited pink sheet, independent or verified one. The court is simply the appeals court. Sorry, the review, and the Supreme Court is called a review. They have to appoint 2 more justices to become 9 and sit on the case. When they sit on the case, the first thing they will ask them, say that evidence now, some new evidence now, if they were in a position to discover that evidence during trial or before they filed their petition now, or they could have filed it as a supplementary document in which they didn't do it. And I said, now as the court will not, they wouldn't see any success on the appeal. 2, they can go through the appeal and get the case being denied, assuming some filing on condition. Their next step is to go to ICC, International Criminal Court of Justice, and that will also build or adjudicate the issue based on what happened during the trial and based on what happened during the review. These are the options for NDC. It may be very unfortunate, But clearly, this is what is happening. And I think, sir, baby, during the year, we have to commend the Supreme Court justices. Forget about the doubt a lot of people cast on them. The unpreparedness of NDC has actually exonerated these justices. And as I always say, you don't use political mindset or motive to do legal analysis. That is also a very big issue. Once more, Yang commended the president-elect, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Yang commended the Supreme Court justices and the NDC legal team. It's a lesson learned. Verdict has been given. What it is, it has definitely come to an end. It may be unfortunate, you may not want to accept it, but it's what it is. This is clearly what happened in court today. And do share the press conference of John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. He still not all talking about issues now, or more strategizing along, And to him, you should expect that to come from him as a politician, as he at one point okay say, as an ordinary person with no legal knowledge, To him, on the person use the common knowledge and any leadership knowledge or the political understanding to do legal interpretation, that was also no-go area. But all in all, I can say that this is what the court has done. Now, it's about time, say, NDC, bring you almost supporters, and they should just be sincere and honest and tell them the truth. This is what we did. This is what happened. Let them prepare themselves again. It's a lesson learned. Almost moving on. The Fourth Republic has come, and indeed the Fourth Republic has come to stay. Once more, simple, we intend to be to cause trouble. It is so clear, sir, you may not have basis because the petitioners did not give basis for you even to criticize the Supreme Court's ruling. It was wrong. You see, credit must be given where it is due, and it must be withheld where it is not. This is what I always say. I say our buildings could only be as tall when it breaks as strong, and our civilization could only be as just when its ideals are true. You can't build a skyscraper out of plasticine, same way you can't build a just civilization out of ignorance and lies. In as much as our democracy was pushed, shaking, at one point people were even alleging that democracy dies in silence. All in all, what I can say that verdict has come. Let us accept it, let us move on. And now to NDC MPs, one comment I read today, a party that was awaiting verdict from Supreme Court. Not that particular party, you are approving you are approving the MPs. So what indication were you giving the court? You see, that is so political, I don't want us to go into it. We'll talk about it. But trust me, the court actually had a way, and they came out with this verdict. Anybody be out, person are very objective, person are very sincere. Now you really understand now. Now we read the court ruling with a political mindset. Let us all accept it and move on. I will say a big thank you to everybody. Thanks for your time. See you tomorrow.